The streak is over. The Canes lose 5-3, no 5-2 at the hands of the Florida Panthers. It's disappointing, and it does suck how they played that game. I thought the first period especially, the first period was dog shit. It just was. Like, there's no other way around it. They came out flat. They weren't ready to play. They came in, they took stupid penalties. Some of them were iffy calls, but if you have a good PK, you don't have to worry about the iffy calls. Like, you're ready to go. But they weren't. I mean, there's no other way to explain the start of their game. And I mean, yeah, it just bat terrible first, gave up 4 goals in the first period. Unacceptable, really. And I mean, we get another injury. Nino Niederreiter has already been out. Brett Pesce already been out. With both of those players already out, and now we lose the backup goalie. So forward, defenseman, goalie, all injured. And, as much as this could be a ranty video, it's not. Because here's the thing. We had our first loss in our 10th game of the season. Why would I be mad? Why would I freak out and be all mad? It's like, yeah, we were due for a loss. I mean, it's the way it is. Like, you win 9 games in a row, you're going to be gassed, you're going to be tired, you're not going to be playing well after playing that. Like, they were playing at an unsustainable level. So there really is no, like, it's not the end of the world. They lost a game after 9 wins. Like, that's an 82-0 is an unsustainable pace in hockey for a reason. I mean, you're playing in a league where any given night, any team can win. I mean, Boston lost to Detroit when Detroit was by far one of the worst teams in the league, and Boston was one of the better teams in the league. The best team can lose to the worst team in the NHL. So it's just, it's not ideal to lose a game. It sucks that it happened. It sucks that it happened that way. But, I mean, if you look at the game, the first period ended, the game was over after the first. And what showed that is Carolina, they did a good job battling back. They came in, they took advantage of the 5-minute major. They probably should have gotten 2 if they wanted any shot at winning the game, but they just couldn't. They battle back, they get another one, they make it a 2-goal game. They get right back in the game, they battle back, they get chances. I think I made a comment at one point. The Canes are playing really well for a team that's played like absolute shit, which is true. They played like shit, but they also were getting chances and trying to score and trying to claw their way back in the game, which, you know what, in games where you're out, like, I mean, there is no other way to describe it. The Canes were out of the game. They probably weren't going to win this game. There was a 99% chance, but they came in and they still battled hard. That is what you want to see from a hockey club. That's a sign of a team that's a contender, especially Florida, Florida, after that game, cemented themselves as the best team in hockey right now. I mean, Edmonton also up there. So Carolina, they're third now. Like, they're the third best team in the league 10 games in. I don't think, if you told me after around the first month of hockey, Carolina would be the third best team in the league, I'd take that. In a heartbeat, I'd take that. Because that means that they're off to a great start. And it's easier to get these wins now than it will be when just mentally every team knows how important those games are. Like, that win over the Islanders, that could be huge for the Metro Divisional battle. We don't play them again until April. And we get one more win against them, we win the 3-game series we have against them this season. But I'll look at the schedule, and I mean, the fact that they were able to stay in the game after falling out of it is a good sign. But, like, just looking at the winning streak, so they played a lot of bad teams in the winning streak. So the fact that they came in against Florida, fell out of the game, got themselves back in the game, is just, it's honestly, you love to see it. So there were good things to take away coming out of this game. Florida was the toughest test the Canes had faced. They know about how far off they are. And, what do you need to do after you lose a game? You lose 2 in a row, it's not the end of the world, especially the start they had. You can't lose 3 in a row. So, I mean, obviously, you want to win against Tampa, but you got to be able to. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world if you follow up a 9 game winning streak with a 2 game losing streak. He can't turn it into a losing streak, though. That's the thing. Now that Carolina's gotten their wins, are they going to be able to go on a run like that? I hope so. However, if they are not, all they got to do is just not go on losing streaks, and they're in the playoffs. Like, they don't have that hard of, like, I mean, it's a grind. The regular season of hockey is a war of attrition. It is a grind to get to the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's what it is. And then, you know, the playoffs are just an absolute war of just amazing hockey. But right now, they're in just a war of attrition, and Carolina's made it easier for themselves. Other than now Florida and maybe Edmonton, actually, I would say even above Edmonton, they have an easier path to the Stanley Cup playoffs than any other team right now. And that's where you want to position yourself. And that's why I'm not freaking out over how poorly they played. So, yeah, but who would I give Hurricane of the Game to? I mean, I don't really think anyone really deserves it. I'll see who got us back in the game. Also, the reason this is out late is because I was sick when I watched the game, so I just didn't have the energy to record a video. And then the day after that, and then the day after that, I had a long day at work, so that's why this video is coming out a day late. But let's just take a look here at what was I gonna do? I've forgotten. So, well, that's gonna stay in. That's going to stand. But yeah, and Chicago, I just didn't get a chance to watch that game. I mean, the Chicago game, Seth Jarvis got his first goal. The game, that game, I saw that Hurricane of the game, last game. Oh yeah, who was I going to give Hurricane of the game to? I'm going to see who got us back in the game because honestly, the players who are getting goals and stuff, that's who deserves to. I mean, okay, so he didn't get the goal, but Slavin was probably the best Hurricane of that game. And maybe it's just my bias coming through. He delivered big hits, which is something we never see from Slavin. Even though I love the man, he does not hit that hard. And he did take a penalty, but yeah, it was Slavin hitting. Like, what else is there to say? He got an assist this game. I'll give it to Slavin. And, hopefully Carolina can battle back. I mean, they come in, they play another good team in Tampa Bay, the defending Stanley Cup champions. I'll see you guys there. And yeah, remember, Kyle Beach is a hero.